For some inexplicable reason, these relationship videos and other forms of relationship content keep showing up on my timeline, whether I'm on YouTube, on Twitter, or on Instagram or whatever. And the advice I keep listening to is just some awful, awful relationship and dating advice. And the latest form of somebody kicking verbal diarrhea in the mouth, we have this woman going on viralville on social media, and this is what she said: fair use. DJ, spin that shit.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you.
You're not ready to. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs.
Okay.
You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, Shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have the expectation, and I'm gonna tell you.
See, it's that kind of advice that's getting put out here is why you have a lot of problems between men and women. It's that kind of advice that's getting put out here. So let me get this straight, right? If now doing my research, going by the numbers, the average black male makes $53,000 a year. The average black female makes exactly $50,000 a year. So, going by her logic, the average black man and the average black woman should not be dating. Going off her logic. Courtship costs. So, I'm trying to understand, how much does courtship cost? Because if you ask me, courtship shouldn't cost you a whole lot. And we as men, and I'll talk about the simps and the beta males out there, I'm talking about the real men will not leave with their wallet. Okay? That's for one. Courtship does not cost. So that advice you're giving right now is completely wrong. It's completely wrong. And my question is, who died and made you some relationship guru? Who? This is the unfortunate nature in society where anybody can just get a camera and a microphone and they just spit their little verbal diarrhea in the mouth and they will go viral and they will get a following. And in that following, it will generate money for them. Now, she's sitting up there talking about, oh, you could go for 22 walks in the park. When last time you went on a walk in the park? Matter of fact, when was the first time you went on a walk in the park? Because, not that I'm, casting aspersions on your weight or anything like that, but somebody got a little bit of rolls running around all over their body. So when was the first time you went on a walk in the park in Atlanta? And if you did went on a walk in the park, where's your Fitbit? So that advice she's giving is totally unacceptable. Because eventually she's going to need a bottle of water. Okay, don't she have a bank account? Shouldn't she be able to buy her own water? I shouldn't have to leave with my wallet, and I shouldn't have to be spending money on somebody constantly just to get them to curry favor with me. If they really like me, I shouldn't have to be spending all this money on expensive dates. It should be just, hey, we can just go, like let you tell it. We can just go walk in the park and we can and we can, sit down, relax, and then we can, talk about whatever, right? Let the chemistry build between the two individuals. But I shouldn't have to just, kick out all kinds of money for a dinner and a date just to get you to like me. And then only for you later on to call some broke dick motherfucker that you've been having on and off sexual relations with, and then he banging you out at the end of the night. Meanwhile, that guy that spent all that money on you, he gets maybe a peck on the cheek, maybe he gets a hug, and that'll be it. Maybe as he's going home, you call him just to making sure he get home all right. And then after you get off the phone with him, then you call that broke dick motherfucker that you've been having on and off relations with, and then he'll come over to your house and he'll bang your ass out. And he ain't had to do nothing, and yet you're crying over him. And you can't tell me that type of stuff doesn't go on. So the woman here in this thumbnail that's been giving this awful dating advice, her name is Talitha Trope. She got Instagram, she got all kinds of other social media platforms or whatever like that. And her message is still consistent. What is your issue? You think people like that are beneath you? You think people who makes $50,000 a year are beneath you? That's highly unacceptable and it's highly disrespectful. And you sitting up there talking about uh bottom of the women out here who's bottom of the barrel based on what? You sitting up here talking about how some women who are dating men who make $50,000 a year are bottom of the barrel? Are you out of your fucking mind? There's a lot of beautiful women out there that don't make the money that you think that they should make, and they look way better than you. For you to even look remotely watchable, you had to go get your hair done. You had to put on lipstick. Got to put on fake nails. Who knows good if or whatever that is on the top of your head. But you got to look a certain way and dress a certain way just for you to be even watchable. Because if you strip all of that away, what are you? If you strip away the fake nails, the fake hair, the Botox, the lipstick, glasses, and all that, what are you? So that's unacceptable what you're saying. Highly unacceptable and it's highly disrespectful. Now, this one was supposed to be some dating strategist. Talitha Trope is from Atlanta, Georgia. She appeared on a recent episode of the Poor Minds podcast. Well, that's a rather appropriate name, alongside cohorts Andrea and Lex P, who did not disclose their last names. The dating strategist had been discussing her personal standards when it comes to getting courted before dropping the salary stipulation bombshell. It sparked a fierce debate in the comments as one person slammed Talitha's viewpoint as being sad and problematic on so many levels. In exchange, she boldly argued, if you're making $50,000 a year, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date because courtship costs. Everything costs. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, Shorty is going to need a sip of something. She's going to be thirsty. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. You might only make $50,000, but if you live in the shoe, now you got expendable cash. Well, this is the thing. If you live in LA, Miami, or a big city like DC. Well, DC is not really as big as Atlanta and New York, but DC is very expensive. I mean, to live in DC, you're gonna have to make at least $100,000 a year if you're gonna live in DC. If you're gonna live in New York or Atlanta or Miami or LA, those those big cities are going to cost you money to be able to live in. But to place a value on the individual just because of the amount of money they bring in. So let's go off your logic, Talitha. Right? What's up, Sean? Let's go off your logic, right? Say you do find a man that makes, I don't know, $500,000 a year. How do you know that he's going to treat you right? How do you know he's going to treat you right? How do you know that when y'all do go out, that he don't have like 3, 4 other women on the side? How do you know that? You don't think that man that makes $500,000 a year got options? You don't think that man who makes $500,000 a year got options? So I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. I'm trying to correlate what you are saying. See, that type of mentality right there is not going to get you the long term commitment you're looking for. If anything, yeah, you could possibly, get showered with some gifts here and there, but eventually, you're the one that might be subjected to heartbreak. Right? They're looking for a lifestyle. They're looking for someone to take care of them, right? Because they've taken the whole protect and provide and produce and severely hijacked it. They have severely hijacked the whole concept of men providing and producing and protecting. So basically, all she got to do is just show up, and you got to go out of your way, and you got to acquiesce to her every women demand, and you have to accept her for who she is and what she is. And the danger behind that is when you marry an individual like this, yeah, it's gonna be happy wife, happy life for her, but you're going to be the one that's going to be miserable. And say you do lose your wealth. Say something happens, maybe a traumatic experience come in, maybe you lose your job or whatever like that, right? Is she going to be there to support you? Is she going to be there to help you? Is she going to be there to pick you up when you're down? Chances are a high probability a woman like this woman right here, Talitha Trope, you think Talitha Trope is going to be around if you just happen to be kicked down? The answer is a resounding no. She will not. She will leave you high and dry, and she will go on a podcast and start talking more verbal diarrhea of the mouth, only for the next guy to come along. And he's going to have to meet her unrealistic and lofty expectations. And it's just a never ending cycle. Yes, I fully agree. You should put money on a woman that likes you and the love is authentic, right? Absolutely, I definitely agree with that. But this notion that, if you really want to court me, you got to show me with your wallet. That is a big turnoff. That's a big time turnoff. Now, I'm a if you watching this video, right, I'm gonna put you on game for free 99. Because if you ask me, dating and relationships are not that difficult. It's just not. If a man really likes you, right, he will go out of his way to make sure that you're good. If he really likes you, if he really sees you as a long-term investment, and that he sees you as a person that he will put a ring on one day, then he will go out of his way to make sure you're good. Despite what he has going on in his own life, he will make sure that you're good. And then if a woman really likes you, she's not going to care about how much money you make. She's not going to care about what you got going on. She's not going to care about none of that. All she cares about is that, are you going to be there for her just as much as she's going to be there for you? Because the energy has to match. So this whole what's up, Big Wash? Yeah, yeah, her advice, I mean, it was just completely asinine, the stuff she was saying. Completely asinine. You make $50,000 a year, you shouldn't be dating. Well, if that's the case, then the majority of men and women in this country shouldn't be dating then. Let her tell it. That's why you got women. Video I did about the woman who was too good to go to Cheesecake Factory, whatever like that. I mean, look at me. Um, uh, I mean, would you? Why would you take a woman like me to Cheesecake Factory? I would die. That's why we got women like that who would be dressing like a Triceratops off Barney, sitting up here telling men that they're too good to go to Cheesecake Factory. It's just food. Or what about the woman who was tripping on her boyfriend because the boyfriend decided to cook as opposed to taking her out to eat? The dude decided to go out of his way, give himself to this woman by cooking for her. And her ungrateful ass will sit up there and complain about them not going out to an expensive ass restaurant. Or what about the other viral video recently with the boyfriend takes the girlfriend out to Shake Shack, and the girlfriend for lunch at that. And then the girlfriend gets pissed off at him for taking her to Shake Shack. See, this is this when unrealistic expectations get set. This is the ungratefulness that comes along with it, and you wonder why a lot of men don't even want to fool with a lot of women nowadays. Now, fortunately for me, I just happen to find me someone who is all about me and I'm all about her. And to this point, what we got going on is very special. She likes me, I like her, and we'll just have to see how that goes in the future. And you know what I had to do? All I had to do was not say, "Hey, queen," or "What's up, goddess." I didn't have to do none of that shit. I didn't have to leave my wallet. I didn't have to do any of that nonsense. Because from a lot of women I talk to, a lot of women say that men are not able to hold the conversation. They're not able to make them laugh. They're not able to stimulate their minds. And if you can get a woman mind stimulated, then that just half the battle right there. That's right. I put you on this game for free 99. You ain't even gotta have no wallet and not like that. If you can stimulate a woman's mind, you have won 80% of the battle. Right. You don't have to spend no goddamn on $300 on no goddamn date. Hell, I remember I'm going on dates to Burger King. And you know what? Those are some of the best dates I had too. Hey, let's just go to Burger King. We ain't gotta go nowhere expensive. We can go to Burger King. Okay. Hell, I've had dates where I went to Waffle House. And you know what? Those dates were great. So you're gonna look down on me for me and the woman going to Waffle House? The nerve of you, you fat bitch. I mean, this is the danger of social media, where the valedictorian and the class clown occupy the same space. Now we got this walking incarnation of the black cherry Kool-Aid sitting up here telling you that if you make $50,000 a year, that you shouldn't date. You got some nerve. And then when you ask them, hey, what do you bring to the table? Huh? What do you bring to the table? Well, I don't bring nothing to the table. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because that's another clap having Jezebel allegedly, right? And I do mean allegedly. I don't want, you know, be sued for slander and all that. That's why I just say she's a clap having Jezebel. But sprinkle, sprinkle. She will sit up here and say all kinds of stupid ass shit and then say sprinkle, sprinkle in the end. She's a dum dum. That's why she's single. All these high value men that she's supposed to be checking for, ain't checking for her. All these men out here that's making all this money and whatever like that, they got all kinds of women on the side. They got all kind of options. They're not looking for no sprinkle sprinkle or for this woman right here. They're not checking for them. For what? Yeah, they might treat you as tonight's girlfriend after you go on a date. Them, you know, you might bounce off their dick for the night, but long term, you are not a long term investment. You're just not, because men like that see you as more cost than you're actually worth. You cost more than you're actually worth. So we ain't checking for y'all. We just not. Right. This type of woman here, let's think about this, right? This is the type of woman that will get involved in all kinds of wild sexcapades, right? But then again, going to try to tell you what to look for in a relationship. How much a money should be, how much a man should be spending in a relationship. That's why you're the other woman I talked about, right? I can't remember her name because that's how irrelevant she is. But she's sitting up there talking about, ain't no high value man working at, shouldn't be working as no firefighter or no police officer, and you damn sure can't be in your 30s and 40s flipping my fucking burger. That same woman who was getting ran through by 2,000, 3,000 men by the age of 27, DTB. Oh yeah, that's her name, Diamond the Body. Sitting up here talking about, oh man, if you know, if you really wanna date me, it's gonna Courtship because she wants the ambiance. Now, mind you, Diamond the Body can't even spell ambiance, but she want to sit there and tell you that courting her and dating her is an experience. But you know what else is also an experience? Catching the clap. That's an experience within itself as well. When you have to go to the bathroom and your dick is burning and you I'm gonna kill that bitch. Yeah, that's an experience as well. So tread carefully. That's right. Catching the clap will be an experience you'll never forget. Fucking around with these hoes. So, and I'm saying this on the heels of February 15th, 2024, because February 15th was National Side Piece Day. I know a lot of you guys was whining and dining your significant other on Valentine's Day, and then on National Side Piece Day on February 15th, you was calling that other person that you was fucking with on and on, trying to make up on lost ground. What's up, talking to Grubber Media? Yeah, this social media thing has really jacked up people's expectations. That's why you have these unrealistic expectations. What we're telling you is you need to bring your expectations down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Bring your expectations down just a little bit. Okay? Because what you think is out there and what you're projecting is out there, it ain't gonna come to you. Okay? It ain't coming. You sitting up there thinking that some man who makes $500,000 a year is gonna be checking for you. He go walk right past you like you ain't there. And if you think he's gonna come approach you, well, that man who makes $500,000 a year has better things to do with his time. You think he's gonna be? You think this man who's making $500,000 a year got time to be worrying about you calling his phone every hour just to see where he's at and what he's doing and how long he's gonna be gone and all that stuff? And then you know, sitting at home worrying him about what trip y'all gonna go on next and how much the trip gonna cost and where y'all staying at and how many beds it got in it and does it have a jacuzzi and all that stuff. You think that man who makes $500,000 is going to want to be subjected to that? And that way, every holiday come around, whether it be Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, your birthday, your anniversary, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and that you expect him to go all out on those specific days and shower you with gifts and shower you with money and shower you with praise, and that he should be thankful for even have the opportunity to be with you. See, that's the kind of unrealistic expectation that's getting thrown out here in the atmosphere. That she has to do nothing and he has to go out of his way, break his neck and his back just to court favor with her. And then on a whim, she can leave him. Because you can't tell me that doesn't happen. I saw a video on social media recently where this woman was fucking around with another dude, right? So she was fucking around with another dude. She called her boyfriend on the phone and told him that, hey, this is not working out. I'm leaving you. I deserve better. I think I found better. So I'm leaving you. There ain't really nothing else to talk about. And hangs up on her ex-boyfriend on the phone while she was fucking with another dude. Only for the other dude to tell her that we ain't dating. Why'd you do that? Why'd you treat your man like that? Because she thought that she had something better with the dude she was fucking with. And then when she asked the dude, hey, so you're not gonna be with me? He was like, hell no. And that just goes to show you that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Now, once again, Talitha Trope don't got no resume or the credibility to be sitting up here giving you um, dating advice or relationship advice. Does she have a boyfriend? It, clearly, she's not married, and clearly she doesn't have a ring on her finger to be a fiance. So, what gives her this position to be calling herself giving advice for relationships? You don't got no man to show for it. You don't got no man. If you are the prize, who is the prize winner? All you women out there that claim that y'all the prize, who is the prize winner? Because see, that's another thing that gets thrown out here. Oh man, I'm the prize. You should be able to. What? What makes you the prize? What makes you the prize? What is it about you that I have to drop everything to be with you? What is it? Is it your cooking skills? Is it your dick sucking skills? What is it? I'm just asking the question because there's too much trash that's getting thrown out here. All these podcasts with all these goofy ass people spitting these verbal diarrhea of the mouth, giving this horrific dating advice, and they have nothing to show for it. They don't got no husband, because men do it too. You got men out here that put out bullshit ass advice too. Where's your wife? Where's your girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend or somebody that you are deeply compatible with? Because if you don't got that, then why are you giving dating advice? I don't have to make $500,000 a year to get pussy. I don't. I don't have to have a. I don't have to be in a certain tax bracket to get me to cuck your legs up and crack your legs way out of formation and have you horizontal fucking me in the back seat of my Jeep. Don't gotta do that. What's up, Sir Obadiah? Salute to you. I don't have to have that because it is about the chemistry between the man and the woman. That was all about. Because, as I say many times, if you don't enjoy eating with that person, if you don't enjoy conversating with that person, and if you don't enjoy fucking that person, then why are you with them? Why are you with them? It's not that difficult. I promise you. Relationships are not that difficult. You will cut out 99% of the stress if you just keep it simple and not listen to trash like this woman. Relationships are very simple. It's not that difficult. I promise you that. You don't have to lead with money, right? Because people go through tough times. So you're telling me that you're not going to be there if I hit a wall. You're telling me you're going to be taking the first Uber out of the house if I lose my job and I lose my home or I lose something of value. You're not going to be there. This woman already let you know right off rip that if you get yourself in trouble, she's not going to help you. She's not going to bail you out. If anything, she is going to be the first person out the door. And that's why, if you call yourself courting somebody, if you calling yourself looking for somebody to date and be in a long-term commitment with, you better do your homework. And you better ask those questions. I'm not saying this should be a job interview. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that when you dating somebody or you're trying to get to know somebody, you treat it like a job interview. Because that could be a turn off as well. Because anybody can tell you anything that you want to hear to get you to gauge your interest level or to increase your interest level. Anybody can tell you anything. Don't believe what they say. Watch what they do. Now, I'm not saying you should lie and be deceptive and all that stuff. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, watch what they do when you take them out to eat and it just happened to be an impromptu date and you take them to, say, a burger joint, like Five Guys. See how she reacts. The Five Guys. If you take her out to Five Guys and she's throwing a fit about you taking her out to Five Guys and all that, that's a red flag. If you happen to overhear her talk to her girlfriends about you taking her to Five Guys and how disrespectful that is, that's a red flag. If she's like complaining about simple stuff, forget going out to eat. If she's complaining about simple stuff, you might want to think twice before you go further down that road with her. And another thing, right? Another thing, this whole thing where people sit up here complaining about, oh, we're not going to Maestro's and we're not going this place, we're not going that place. Y'all do realize that a lot of food that goes to these restaurants come from the same distribution company, right? Cisco, right? All that food that is going to these different restaurants around the country is coming from the same distribution company called Cisco. And how they prepare it is different. You got these so-called Michelin chefs out here, they can't cook worth a damn. No seasoning, no flavor, no nothing. Back in 2007, I went to the Charleston Food and Wine Festival. It was the inaugural event, right? And this was a Friday night, and that Friday night they had what they call dessert night, right? Just strictly desserts. At the time, the ticket to partake in that event was $75. I didn't have to pay because I had connections that night, so I didn't have to. I got my ticket for free. But that's besides the point. Now these supposed to be renowned chefs around the city of Charleston, and they had all these desserts out here, all these cakes, uh, ice cream, brownies, you name it. It was out there. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of women out there that can't cook. I'm gonna tell you right now, if a woman can't cook, she out there. Hey, If she can't cook or not willing to cook, guess what? You're already off my shit. Shit, you're already eliminated from the equation for me. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you don't cook or can't cook, guess what? You disqualified, shawty. Right? If you smoke, guess what? You're donezo. I don't care if you look like Halle Berry or Sanaa Lathan. You smoke, you're done. But anyway, back to the story. Um, so I get this brownie, right? Now I've made brownies before from scratch, and I made them from the Duncan Hines box, right? I know that brownies are supposed to be moist and they're supposed to have flavor, a nice sweet texture to it, right? And it's supposed to be moist and it's supposed to be flavorful and it's supposed to be flaky, right? Instead, this brownie was so dry it felt like a Brillo pad was in my mouth. That was the worst brownie I have ever had in my life. It was sweet, it was dry, had like a powder taste to it. I got so mad, I started going around the damn area, started asking other random people because maybe my taste buds were off. Maybe my taste buds that night wasn't calibrated. So I asked a random white dude, right? He was fat. He couldn't even see his own belt buckle. I'm pretty sure he needed a search party to find his own dick. But I still asked him anyway. Hey, because if you want to know a good character or a good judge of food is a fat person. That's right. Nothing against you skinny people out there, nothing against you athletic people out there, but a person who is a wrecking ball that you could prop up on the crane and take out the side of a Krispy Kreme is the perfect person to ask when it comes to flavor quality of food. So I asked this random fat white dude, right? Hey man, what you think about the food tonight? Oh man, oh man, oh man, these desserts is awful. You don't say. And these people were pissed off paying $75 a pop for this substandard dessert. I mean, you would think ice cream, right? The one of the easiest things you can make. Ice cream. They can't even get that right. Where's the vanilla bean flavor at? No pecans, no walnuts, no chocolate, no not even an Oreo crumble. Can't even fucking cook. But these are the type of restaurant that these so-called, this black cherry Kool-Aid dress looking woman right here want to want you to take her to. You think I'm gonna waste $75 on some goddamn dessert that they can't even cook properly? Are you out of your fucking mind? Anyway, these so-called chefs can't cook worth a damn. But then the type of restaurant they want you to take them to. A lot of these so-called high-end restaurants are overrated, overpriced, and they don't deliver when it comes to flavor quality more often than not. But that's supposed to be the standard that you're supposed to set for them. Or let me revise that a little bit. That's the standard that they have for you when you take them out. That's right. So there was other desserts that were there that night at that particular event, and they were all underwhelming. The cookie was bad. You know it was bad when they can't when they can't make a fucking chocolate chip cookie. You know it's bad. Now, I made chocolate chip cookies from scratch before, and I made the chocolate chip cookie that came from the Toll House box. The cookie's supposed to be sweet, and it's supposed to have flavor, like, real, have texture on the outside, real chewy on the inside. Nope, not this cookie I had. Nope, not that shit. Not that shit. That shit was disgusting. But that's the kind of restaurants these women want, like to lead the trope, want you to take them to. You think she fine? Shit. You need a reevaluation, bro. You know what I'm saying? I cannot agree with you on that one. But hey, if you think she fine, hey, go right ahead, bro. Have at it, Hoss. You can have that. Have at it, bro. If you think she fine, have at it, Hoss. But anyway, I hope you got something out of this. And you're just gonna have to you know, just gonna have to tread carefully, and you're just gonna have to do your homework when it comes to these type of women here who putting out this bullshit about, hey, if you want to court me, hey, it's gonna cost you to court me. Well, what's it gonna cost? It's gonna cost $500, like that one bitch that went on Instagram that night. Now, mind you, her hairline was pushed back. She had freckles. She had fake nails. She looked like something that came out of Futurama. But she wanted you to put $500 in her goddamn Cash App just to even talk to her. Now, where would she get that kind of thing from? Women like to lead the trope. And I wish these type of relationship videos would stop popping up on my timeline, because I'm not interested in what they got to say. And anytime they say something stupid, and I gotta take time out of my night when I could be sleeping or running up in something my damn self to break down this verbal diarrhea of the mouth. But hey, tell me what you think in the comments, right? She said she's not worth the burger. Well, y'all wrong for that. But anyway, that's why we got idiots like Jordan Poole. Yeah, talking to Grub Media. Exactly. Jordan Poole. Who can forget? Jordan Poole spent 500 racks on the date. And half of that went to a Bentley truck. Now, ever since that infamous date that Jordan Poole went on with Ice Spice, Jordan Poole has not been the same. He even had a game where he scored no points for the Washington Wizards in 32 minutes. No points. That's right. $160 million man and Jordan Poole scored a grand total of 0 points. But anyway, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platform. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the LDBC. Y'all have a good night. Be safe with whatever you're at and whatever you're doing, whoever you're with. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!